Alright, what's up YouTube? We're back here at the E36, the brake job that I'm doing. And we got it supported with a jack and a jack stand. On the other side, I've already got this wheel off. And you can see the brake rotor looks really clean. There's no gashes or anything in it, indicating that the brake pads are scrubbing. I looked at the pads, because you can see through the shoe that the pads look really good. And you always want to have a lot of security when you're jacking up your car, so anytime you're dealing with a unibody car, you want to have at least 2 bricks when you got the back end jacked up so it doesn't roll. Let's take off the other tire and see what it looks like. I think it might be this tire, because I looked on the inside of the rim when I was up under it. You want to use a 17 mil socket. I've already loosened these, so I can just take them right off. Once again, it's a 17 mil socket for these lug nuts. And sometimes when you're taking the tire off, it'll seize on to the hub. And you can get a hammer and hit it on the tire, or most of the time you can just give it a good kick and it'll come right off. I put anti-seize on the back side of my rims so they don't seize onto the hubs, but as hot as they get sometimes it likes to wear off. Let's see if it'll just pull off. Yeah, it just pulled right off. Tire out of the way. Yeah, this rotor looks real clean too. Let's see what the brakes look like. Yeah, both pads are really clean. Kind of bad light right here. Yeah, both pads are really clean. I'm thinking that it's the brake pads themselves that's scrubbing. If you can see on this tire, it's like gashed up really bad all the way around. I don't know what could have been hitting it, if a rock or something got jammed in there maybe. I don't know, we'll have to see. There's that guy, I don't know what that is. Probably when I had it jacked up before, taking the drive shaft and everything out. Let's get up in there. See, there's just these 2 subframe bolts holding in the differential. I'm thinking about dropping that right now and seeing if I can get it ran up to a buddy's shop. I have to drop the exhaust too and unbolt the drive shaft and slide the drive shaft off. And I'm thinking that I might have to take the sway bar off. Let's see. I might have to take the sway bar off because of where the bolts are on here. Because there's not like a lot of, you can see, there's not a lot of room to get anything in there. So, stay tuned, we'll be right back. Get some more stuff. Alright, we're back at work up under here. I got some of the bolts broken loose already. If you can see, they have this retainer clip on them. You want to keep track of the bolt locations and the retainers. I have some sandwich bags labeled for each location of the bolt, and you always want to make sure that it's for the left driver's side and the passenger side goes to its orientation, because you don't want to cross thread anything, or I don't know how they do specifically, like what type of pattern they use. I got the exhaust down out of the way. It helps to have the flex pipe, I guess, because I could just unbolt it back here and just lay it over instead of having to unbolt it off of the manifold. So that's good. I still have to unbolt the drive shaft and take the sway bar off. As you can see, the sway bar orientation to the drop bolts, it's only about 2 finger width. But I'll have all of this, which is about 4 to 5 finger width, to put the wrench and everything in, so it should go pretty easy. I still haven't worked on the other side yet. The other side, I think it's had a leak at one time because of all of this. I'm guessing it's the diff fluid that's all over the diff. You can see I still haven't gotten to these bolts yet, and it's an E10 bolt pattern, which is the inverted socket, which is this guy, the inverted torx. I picked it up at Lowe's. It's the impact set 3/8 drive. I wish it was the 1/2 inch, but yeah, you're gonna need, you want to always use the specific tool for the job, because if you strip these, it's already hard enough just to get it on there just with the CV boot. So if you strip them, you're pretty much out of luck. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this axle off, and then I'll be right back. Alright, what's up, YouTube? We're back at it again. You need two 13 mil, either a 13 mil wrench, a 13 mil socket to take the sway bar off. You just want to get it stuck on there. Here, I'll come back once I get it off. Try and film and taking everything off, and then you got wrenches falling down. Well, let's show what I've already got done. I've already got the, as you can see, I got the axles pretty much out on both sides. You can see, got them all the way unbolted and just resting in there for now. Once I get the sway bar off, I'll be able to take these two bolts out. I'm pretty sure that they're either a 22 or a 24, because they're pretty big. Then there's, for mine, there's two on the back and then one up on the front with the drive shaft. I still haven't taken the drive shaft off. But yeah, these bolts are pretty hard to get off if you don't know what you're doing, and they're real easy to strip. I stripped two of them and I have the right tool. I didn't strip them bad, but I stripped them nonetheless. So you want to be real careful when you're doing it to just not try and strip them. And they're on there. They say it's on with 32 foot-pounds, but after they've sat for so long and get hot and get cold and get hot, and they seize on there with the, down here in Florida, there's a lot of salt on the roads and sand, so it's just corrodes everything, and they were pretty corroded. The driver's side wasn't as bad as the passenger side because of how much water stands on the road, and you run through it on the passenger side all the time. So I'll get this sway bar off and the drive shaft out, and I'll come back when I'm dropping out when I get the diff started to drop. Alright, YouTube, we got it out. It is a heavy sumbitch, I tell you what, though. The jack wouldn't really let me maneuver it too well to get it out, but I'm a pretty strong guy, so I could just bench press it up just like I did with my transmission and get it out. I don't know, I might have an LSD trend. It might be LSD because I'm turning one and both of them are turning, but under weight I can feel it. I can feel it slip a little bit. So I don't know if it's LSD and the clutches are blown. As you can see, they're both turning the same way. Not one going one way and one going the other. So I'll get it cleaned up some, and I just remember today was Saturday, so we won't be able to get, I don't think there's any, the shop up the street from me is already closed. But there she is. Took a little bit, probably an hour and a half to get it out. Probably would have been faster with two people, just because one person would be on doing one side, one doing the other. But yeah, we did it. And the bolts for these couplers that hold it on were both, all three of them were 18s. There's also one that goes right here. They all three were 18s. And later in the video where I said it was an E10, it's actually an E12 for these for these guys right here, the inverted torx. But yeah, I'll get this cleaned up and probably go to the parts store and ask them what they think about. I'll probably take it up to my local parts store, the guys up there I'm pretty good friends with, and see what they think about it, and see if I should just get a clutch kit and rebuild the differential and redo the seals and the bearings in it, because it's not really that hard of a job. I've done it before on my Nova and it went really easy, so this thing should be pretty much the same, I would think. I'll tell you though, it is heavy. It's at least 100 to 120 pounds, give or take. It's a good bit of weight, so I'd really, if you're doing it yourself, I'd really stress to put a jack under it and try and have a buddy standing by with you, because it is really heavy, and you have to maneuver. I didn't take the sway bar completely off. I just disconnected it from the mounts and repositioned it. Like I said, I'm a pretty strong guy, so I could just hold the differential up and maneuver the sway bar how I wanted. But yeah, I hope y'all liked this video. I'll have more. I'll put another video probably tomorrow or Monday, having the differential welded. And so yeah, thanks for watching. Tune in next time.